Hello and welcome back to the Hardworking Man podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Heath. It's been a minute. We've been so busy. This summer has flown by. 2 of our kids came home from college. They're gone again already. The other kids have been doing sports. Nate started classes a couple weeks before school started because he does dual enrollment, so he's taking college courses. So our senior starts school when college starts, which is a little bit odd because he was doing homework. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, homework. Like, school doesn't start for like a week or two, but I guess that's part of having smart kids. So
Right. It just never worked out any time to be able to. Do you know how many times we sat down and said, we should do a podcast today? We got to get a podcast in. We got to get it done. And then life just happened. And the house has been under construction all summer.
I've been working on that kitchen. Working on that kitchen.
There has not been like any time to clear a space to be able to do an indoor podcast has been like near impossible. And outdoor ones, we just work until it's dark and it just doesn't work out.
The ceiling in the upper family room is falling down because we got a leak we have a flat rubber roof and there's a leak, and where it's dripping through the drywall, which is no longer drywall, it's now a hole that I ripped down. That is not where the leak is because I have patched that thing sufficiently. It's not leaking there. So it's getting under that roof from somewhere and running to that point and leaking down. So that's been a bit of a challenge. I'm going to find that, but that's where we record sometimes, and now we can't because the ceiling is falling down. So that's another project that we added to the list.
Yeah, so we have a permanent hole in the ceiling in our family room.
It's easy. So now the bats can come in easier and they can go back up in their hole during the day.
We're all about animal conservation around here. We want to make it easier for the bats to infest our home.
We've only had 2 this year. One or 2. Last year, I think we had 7, 8, or 9.
Oh my gosh, we've had beyond enough.
It was the year of the bats. We haven't had a squirrel in the house for a while, so that's cool. The mice, we just had one, which is rare for the summer. We had a mouse in the house. In the winter, you always get them. Anyone who lives in the country, you're going to get a mouse in the house. We had one in the summer, and how did we know? Because our little dachshund was locked in. As soon as she got up in the morning, she'd go down. We got some of the new kitchen cabinets temporarily installed. We're sort of laying out the kitchen, seeing how we want it before we do the whole permanent thing. Plus, we don't have all the money to do the permanent thing right now, but it's so much better than it was. But anyway, that little dachshund, she has high prey drive. That's why I got her for tracking deer. And she would come down and she would spend the day hunting our cabinets. And we're like, what is she doing? Because that's what she would normally do to chipmunks that run around on our back patio. And I'm like, there must be a mouse in here or a chipmunk got in here because normally she's not that locked into mice.
Like, there is an animal in our kitchen and she will not leave it alone. Whining, running from side to side. And
just hunting. She will lay there for hours
just
staring. Like, that's patience. That's prey drive. That's not willing to give up. And then I was at work one night, and my oldest boy, Nate, was up doing homework, and he texted me, Dee Dee just got a mouse. She got it. The hunt was over. She won. It was successful. So our little dog that looks like a cat acts like a cat, and it got the mouse out of the house. So we're back mouse-free. No bats, knock on wood. No squirrels for a while. We've had a couple squirrels that the dogs end up getting rid of for us.
Not like big squirrels.
No, they're the little ones.
Like there's these giant squirrels running around our house.
Squirrels, raccoons. Well, we have had a raccoon up on the back patio that would look in my daughter's slider. I got rid of that. But, yeah, country life. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I could do without the mice and the snakes.
When you just have piles of crap everywhere, it looks like it's vacant and that they just move in, I think.
No, I do that outside so that they will live there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Outside, inside.
But they shouldn't move into the house because I give them plenty of habitat out here to live in. That's what I do.
If only I could pan around here and make you guys see what I get to see.
It's a process. We've gone over this. The process is in process.
So
I've been selling stuff. I got rid of my extra dump trailer. I made money on that. I sold a grapple. I made money on that. I sold a couple lawnmowers. I made money on those. Like, it's a process, but it's getting cleaned up. I got a trailer to sell. I got a brush chipper to sell. I'm paring down the equipment, getting some stuff I've always wanted, but less and newer with less maintenance and cleaning up. I did fail miserably on the summer lawn and landscape. I had big plans. I always
Yeah.
had big
Big
plans.
promises.
Thousands of big plans.
We were gonna have a beautiful lawn.
We're going to. It's a process.
I don't.
It takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to get this lawn fixed up. I'm about to weed and feed it for the fall because we've been doing a lot of lawn mowing stuff and we love it. We've got lawn mowers. It's a whole nother topic we can dive into, do comparisons. We're going to do more of that. I got the backhoe now for the coyote, the new coyote. We're going to use that to clean up this flower garden that's a weed garden. That was supposed to be done. My son was redoing the pond and I stopped him. I'm like, stop. Like, we're going to do this as a video. And that was 3 months ago. And now it's just back to algae, and all the rocks he cleaned out are now in a pile on the patio because we don't have time. There needs to be 2 hardworking men in Rachel's life instead of just one.
Lord help me if I had 2 of you.
That would be a lot of greatness for one woman to try to handle.
Way too much for anyone to handle. That is for certain. But we did start doing, I think our last podcast we were talking about the kitchen and how we were going to just start tearing it up Memorial weekend when Joe had all his friends over for his birthday party. And I said, I didn't want to do what Heath wanted to do, that I thought it was a dumb idea and it was not anything that I wanted. Well, guess what, folks? We did what Heath wanted to do.
We did it anyways, and she loves it. She loves it. It's so much better.
Oh my gosh, loves it. I have okay, the cabinets that are put in are better. I still have half of the old up there, and I have half of the new on the base cabinets have been put there. But then
we built an island. We have way more storage.
We didn't build an island. We just
a temporary island. We put a temporary
together.
Countertop down. We got a temporary sink in that's
very
better.
Rough.
It does. It's
black
bad.
Plastic, half of a knocked out tile floor.
But we're getting a vision. We're putting our vision into
reality. It's a process.
We moved the refrigerator to a completely new location. We're seeing if we like it. Yeah, she did it while I was at work. I was so grateful because there's a lot on a man's plate. There's a lot on a wife's plate, a woman's plate, a mom's plate. But my plate, like, a lot of it is the income, making the money, doing that. And I'm good at spending money, so I got to make a little extra. And the kids, the sports, all of that costs a ton. The summer is when I do overtime. I crush overtime in the summer. That's another reason it's been hard to get projects done, get podcasts, because
on his days off he goes into work.
I work,
so
and it's not always go to work for 8 hours. I pick up 4, then I'm off for 4, then I pick up 4 more. You got to get it when the getting's there. So that's what I've been doing.
Well, and kids sports don't take a break in the summer.
Nope.
There's no
you don't get time off. It's
like baseball's done,
wrestling practice, tennis, golf
kicks in, and it's just, I mean, even though they're older, they're teenagers now. Our youngest is in high school, but he still needs to ride places. You can't always rely on your other kids to drive them everywhere, and I still want to go watch them competing. So. And
Rachel doesn't just watch. Rachel does what Rachel does, and she brings snacks for the team. She coordinates stuff. She sets up stuff.
I'm team mom.
She's baking brownies and cookies that are
volunteer
pure
for that.
fire. Yes, you do.
For the brownies and cookies,
you volunteer to be team mom because you can't have someone else do it wrong.
Our kids have volunteered me for most everything that I do.
Because they know they have to, because otherwise you won't. Will be like, what did they do? What are they doing? Why'd they do this?
Yeah.
Rachel
is
very
wrong.
good at what she does, but if you don't do it Rachel's way, you're wrong.
Well,
you're wrong.
It doesn't mean I fix it.
I've been wrong a time or two in our marriage.
I don't yell at those people for doing it wrong. I just go,
Oh, no. But coming up on 23 years of marriage, I know I've been wrong a time or two, maybe a handful of times over the years.
I always say the reason why, like for wrestling, I'm team mom for wrestling. And that is because 100%, not because I love doing the team mom duties. I don't love doing them. What are you talking? I'm going to... If I had a knife, I'd stab you.
You can't.
It's because other moms are crazy. And I am not
They're gonna watch this.
Getting stuck doing what some other overzealous mom wants me to do. They all want you to do. It's like, if you are at a conference or like a whole, like
I know where she's going with this, and she is right.
There's like, the first day, everybody's there and they're like, okay, we're going to do some icebreakers. Tell us, something about yourself. And then everybody has to go, and it's the worst. Everybody hates it. And those are the women who want to be team mom. And I'm not doing that stuff.
Or for wrestlers, they're like, let's put these bags together for them.
Yes.
Like, you know what that's going to cause? Trash everywhere.
Yes.
Half eating this,
So,
half
like,
eating that. Like, I know where she's going, and she is right. There's some crazy moms out there.
I always say these people treat their kids like they are way too precious, and we just got to let
Our
them
kids aren't precious.
grow and let them have some autonomy and be responsible and give them some, like confidence in their abilities to be growing into adults. But no, they want to do like little cutesy snack bags or do like things with their names on it and then they're like, let's all get together, and I'm like, no.
We ain't got time for that.
I'm not getting together with you.
Nobody got time for that.
So in order to stop, like I do the minimum, like the kids they love it. We do, just enough. They are, taken care of.
Wrestlers for wrestling, that's because the biggest thing she's team mom in is wrestling. And wrestlers,
just coordinating the food to bring every week.
Food is all that matters. They couldn't care less about signs or posters as long as they know what table their food's at, it's good. And as long as there's enough food and water, chocolate milk, no problem. And Rachel takes care of all that.
And I put a locker sign out, which I just thinking of this now. I haven't done locker signs for tennis yet.
Yeah, she does do that. She goes
locker.
That is something that, not crazy mom level, but like one step below it. You go and you put up locker signs. The kids love it for all the sports. Everyone that walks down the hallway knows, oh, Nate plays tennis. Oh, Zach's a wrestler. Oh, whatever it is. And most of the sports, I think, in this community do it.
Most of the sports do it. Like, you'll see the football signs, and so I didn't realize that they did it till I was substitute teaching in the schools, and I was like, hey, why is there no wrestling signs? Like, never have I ever seen one. So then I started doing wrestling signs, and then I did tennis once I don't know how many years I've been team mom.
I guess you better get on tennis.
I forgot about
team
that.
Failed.
School just started last week, so I'm not.
Yeah, they should have been there day one. These kids have been pouting. I wondered why the whole team's been down.
Today is Wednesday, and it's their first full week of school, so I'm not behind. They just have been having practices,
Yeah, tennis. There were matches before school started, which I don't remember that ever happening when I was in school, but. Youth sports are a different animal now, and we've talked about it before, and we're not going to get into all that, but it's different than it was when we were kids. And I'm not super old. I look old some days, and I feel old some days. I had to
chase. All the sports compete. Oh, you had to chase.
I had a foot chase last night, and I'm feeling it now. So I won though. I got it. I got it done. I got the job done. So I still got it. Don't run. I got you.
Right. He'll catch you eventually. If somebody's holding you up front, he'll get you. Don't worry.
No, I had him no matter what. I did get an assist, but I was gonna close the deal without it. I was closing
he thinks
distance.
He's such a young. He hasn't ran or done any exercise.
I don't run unless I'm chasing somebody or somebody's chasing me.
Athletic activity in years. He says woodworking, working out in the wood yard.
That's man.
But it's not the same as
it guns like that by just sitting watching TV.
Okay, but then he pulls a hamstring because
I need to stretch more. That's
he was
why.
playing a tennis game with me, and he.
No, it was the night before. I had maybe had an extra beverage or two, and I wanted to race a 14-year-old gymnast. This male,
Gymnasts don't run.
His mom's he's a 14-year-old athlete.
He's just a 14-year-old kid.
His mom was CrossFit, dad was CrossFit, and I'm like, you think you're fast? I'll race you. So I raced him. He didn't have shoes on, so I took my shoes off, and he dusted me bad, but my hammies were tight, and the next day we were playing touch tennis, which is a newer sport. It's a cross between tennis and pickleball, and I went for a ball, and that hammy said, nope. And I was limping for a couple days, but I'm back now.
Yeah, and then we went and played tennis like a couple days ago with the kids, and then you had to quit because your elbow was hurting.
Yeah, because it's carrying around these biceps all day.
He just hurts himself in everything he does because he doesn't do.
I gotta stretch. I gotta stretch.
You have to that's why you work out for life so that you don't pull muscles so you don't hurt yourself, so that your body can handle.
She works out 5-6 days a week. I work out in life. My life is a workout.
Yeah, because I don't want to pull hamstrings, and I want to be able to do the things I want to do. I want to be able to golf and not have, like, pull my back out the next day. And I want to be able to, which we all went to golf.
That was the worst golf ever.
We played golf.
That was the worst
for
day
Nate's
of golf in
birthday.
eternity. My golf game, that was the worst I've ever hit a golf ball. My son, whose birthday it was, the worst he ever hit a golf ball. Rachel dusted all of us with just her little, no matter what club she hits, they all go the same distance, the same straightness, just slow and steady wins the race. And it was golf is stupid. Golf is, if you don't like life, just start golfing. If you want to be frustrated forever, golf. That's what I can tell you.
Well, I had fun.
Yeah, because you won.
I know. Unofficially, they didn't add up the score.
No, because Nate was keeping
wanted
score. It was
to
his
be
birthday, and you ain't losing to Mom on your 18th birthday. Come on. You got the scorecard? Yeah, who won? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't add it up.
Jesus.
Like, you know who won. You
It wasn't us.
Knowing Nathan, he knows who won.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just not going to admit it.
But yeah, so I said I'm done golfing. I quit golf. I just had brand new golf shoes. That was the first day I ever wore them. And then my buddy texted me. He's like, hey, you want to golf this Saturday? So now I'm going to go golfing Saturday, which is rare for me, like taking one of my days off and giving up the ability to work overtime, work in the wood yard, work on YouTube, work on the house, and going golfing, going and doing something, which, I mean, I have fun working outside and getting ready for hunting season, but going and doing something that's not productive is hard for me. Like, it's hard for me to take that time that I feel like I have so little of, and I'll feel while I'm golfing, even though it'll be fun, it's with a good group of guys, it's going to be a great time, I'm going to feel like I'm wasting that time. So if you feel like that when you go do something for you, do you feel like you're wasting the time? Because I do, and I don't know why that is, because you have to decompress. You have to have fun. We don't watch TV. We hardly can watch YouTube. Like, we used to be able to sit down at night, pre-YouTube channel superstars. We used to be able to sit down at night, some nights, and we'd find a series to watch together on Netflix. And we would only watch it when the other person could. And we'd work through a series. We started Suits, right?
We've started a lot
like
of them.
a
And
couple
then we
years
forget
ago.
what's even going on. So
And
then
we don't
start a
even know.
different
We
one.
have not sat down and watched a show for probably a year plus.
Yeah.
We did watch a movie with Nate the other day on his birthday.
Yes, we did.
But we're not TV watchers. We're not movie watchers. People always, oh, did you see this movie? Nope. Oh, this one, it's a classic. Haven't seen it. This one, these people are in it. Don't know who they are. Haven't watched the movie. Like, I don't watch TV, and if I do, I don't remember it. I watch it, it flushes out the mind, and I'm back out working. Like, I don't know. But I'm going to go golfing, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, Heath does not vacation well either.
No,
so
I vacation, and I'm like, if I was home, I could be doing this. I could be doing, even though, according to Rachel, I don't get anything done. It's all I do is stuff. I just do so much stuff that I don't.
From one place to another.
No, it's a process. It's a process.
This is why we haven't done a podcast, because I haven't been in the mood
This is
to
true.
hear his process.
It's true though.
It's
There's stuff happening.
yeah.
Jack from Log Cabin Firewood, he knows. He said, he sent me a link. He was talking to his wife Taryn, and he's like, Taryn, it's a process. And he realized he used my phrase.
Your phrase.
And he sent
It's
it to me.
just
He's like,
an
I had to laugh and send this to
excuse.
you.
Literally, it's just I don't even.
It's
know.
not an excuse. It's literally, men, chime in the comments.
It's an excuse.
It's a process.
Of what? A process of buying a bunch of stuff you don't need, throwing
No,
it
but
all
there's
around,
a method to the madness.
and then somebody getting mad at you, and then you finally cleaning it up, and then you're like, I cleaned it up. Look at how amazing I am. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
no
you
bonus
shouldn't have
points.
made the mess in the first
No
place.
bonus points awarded.
It's not even a mess. It's not even like.
That's what I'm saying. It's a process.
It's
It's
just
not a mess.
a clutter. It's not like it's dirty. It's just
Everything.
every surface is covered. You can't put it. We had got a ping pong table, and we had that set up. Now it's covered in heat stuff.
No.
Why?
It's
what is it
our
covered?
stuff. It's video stuff.
Covered. Why is that where you got to set it?
Because
your
the desk is
covered.
full.
Weird.
So everything is in a place, and I know where it is.
No, and-
Whether I know where it is or not, if I need it, I can get it. And so she'll call and, hey, where's this at? And I'm like, I know where it is, but I can't tell you.
He'll
I'll
give
get it
me
when I
like
get
four
home.
different places. It could be here, it could be there, it could be. Nothing makes me genuinely like want to stab you in your sleep more
Than me.
than when I have to get something out of the garage. It's justified, but nothing makes
I mean,
me.
is
I
it?
feel like this. I feel it working up my throat. It like starts to suffocate me because I love cleanliness. I love order. I love things to be put away.
4 kids, 2
Visually, I
dogs,
don't want to
1
see
ADHD
everything.
husband. Not gonna happen.
I can't live like they're like, why are you in a bad mood? I'm like, because I came downstairs and look what you all left for me to look at. Like, I get
Who
so frustrated.
who that lives an active life with 4 kids, 2 dogs, and
No.
a severely affected ADHD husband, which I think is a blessing, not a curse. It drives me to do everything I do. Granted, it does have its drawbacks, like not completing anything. But who brings that into their life and then thinks they're going to have clean, sensible living? Nobody. Right? Am I right?
No.
Yes. Anytime you go to someone's house, it's fake. You
It's
go to someone's house and it's clean and it's neat and it's orderly, it's fake. Just drop in and see what it is. It's going to look like ours.
it will never look like ours because you don't live there. Literally, his mother said, "Oh, I was thinking about coming out and visit." I said, "Good luck. You can't come here. I
Yes,
will
she
not
can,
let her
because
come
it'll
here."
be knocked
No.
out by the time she gets here.
It's not just a matter of just picking up your clutter. There's no just picking this up.
Yeah.
No.
We're
There's
going to
not.
do it by midnight tonight. My son's
There's
coming
a
home with 4
process.
buddies from his frat for a golf outing, and they're going to have a nice place
Mm-mm.
to sleep. It's going to look great.
They won't.
They're going to be
He
here. They're
just
going to
told
sleep.
me
They're going to
they
get
don't
good
care.
rest.
They sleep. They live in a frat house. Nobody cares.
They don't
No,
care.
no one can come here. You're
They ain't
not
bringing
welcome to
they ain't
visit.
bringing their women.
I won't let
They're
anybody
gonna be fine.
visit.
They're
I
gonna be
said no,
fine.
you can't. I said there's nowhere to.
You
There's
make it-
nowhere to even sit. There's
This is
nowhere.
not a hoarder's house. You make it sound like it's worse
There's
than
holes
it is.
in the ceiling.
There's
There's
a leak.
piles of stuff everywhere.
There's stuff placed in
which has
areas.
nothing to do with the construction anymore. That's all done.
So, what did I do the other day? Let's point out some positives. Granted, it's been a minute, but when there's stuff, when you live and my brain is in your head, you don't think of stuff until you see it. So like when I'm driving and I have a bad windshield wiper and it's raining and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I need to replace that windshield wiper because I'm in the moment." And by the time I get home and I park the truck and the windshield wiper is no longer occupying my mind. So that windshield wiper I don't know is bad until the next time I'm driving and it's raining. Eventually I'll get there. So we have a big vaulted ceiling in our bedroom. And we just got that new bed, the puffy mattress, which so far we love. Not sponsored, just, I mean, it was due. 15-year-old mattress we had for our last one. And we got that new mattress. We gave the old one to one of our kids. They love it. Kids can sleep on concrete. It doesn't matter. So anyway, I'd lay in bed and you look up on the vaulted ceiling and there's cobwebs up there. And I'm like, I got to clean those. But you think of it when you go to bed and you see it at night. So I don't think of it during the day when I can do it. But as we're cleaning the room to put the new bed in, we took everything out, cleaned everything, vacuumed behind dressers, under the old bed, all this stuff. And Rachel's like, we need to clean that ceiling. So she went to do something, get sheets or whatever. And the next thing you know, I'm up on a ladder, standing on the beams, holding the vacuum, vacuuming. I vacuumed all of it. It looks so amazing, so fresh, so clean. I'm so proud of myself when I lay down in bed. But I've wanted to do that for 5-6 years, but you only see it when you lay down and go to bed. And by the time I go to bed, I'm smoked. I don't go to bed because it's bedtime. I go to bed because the energy meter's on 0. So let's talk about that. And she's like, oh, this is what it's like living with someone with ADHD. I'm like, yeah, you're going to have the nicest ceiling ever until it's not nice anymore because I vacuumed the whole thing. Right? So that's how it goes. Unless I see it, unless it's in front of me, it doesn't exist. So that's how, like, when I go to do something, I can't explain it to people. Like, the other day, one of my buddies was over, and while I was doing something, every time that I started doing something different, and I announced that my ADHD, he's like, oh my gosh, like, I could see your life in your house because as you walked and everything that distracted you, and you're like, oh, ADHD, ADHD, like I announced it, he was like, it totally all makes sense because I go to get something, and on the way there, I see something, and I start doing that. And then while I'm doing that, I see something else, and I start doing that. And while I'm doing that, and then an hour later, I don't even remember where I was going because I never got there to get what I was getting.
You just proved my point. You do a whole lot of nothing, and nothing gets accomplished.
I do a whole lot of everything, but nothing ever is done to completion.
Nothing gets
If I was doing a whole lot of nothing, I'd just be sitting there.
It's a lot of busy work.
It's a lot of
busy work.
Uncompleted tasks.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, that's what we've been up to this summer.
So that's why we haven't had a podcast in a minute.
Yeah.
Because Rachel has me too busy.
Or
too many projects.
Yeah, it's just not worked out. We've had too many things.
But we're back. We're gonna get back on track.
Yeah.
I am gonna hold Rachel to a schedule. I am going to get this podcast out.
We all know I'm the problem.
Let's make a commitment once a week or every other week. Committed, maybe once a week, but a bare minimum every other week. I'm gonna hold her to it.
I would do once a week, but you always change.
I'm gonna hold you to it once a week. I don't care about my work schedule. I'm gonna hold you to it. You owe me a podcast once a week. You owe them a podcast.
We owe you a podcast. All right.
So no more Rachel's getting distracted and not getting the podcast
no
done. We're gonna lock in.
All right, guys. We'll leave you on that one.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Drop a comment down below. Am I right? Is Rachel right? We know I'm right. I understand if you want to side with Rachel.
There's no
I get it.
She's
cuter than me.
The nature in you got to feel justified. It's fine. It doesn't really matter to me what you say.
No, it does. It does.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you
next week.
Next week.